Hey guys, so this is a movie review for Batman Dark Knight Rises. Now, I have actually never seen the movie up until today. I know the movie came out back in 2012. I had never seen it. So I heard stuff about it. I've seen tiny clips here and there. I've never seen the movie, so I just watched it and I really want to talk about it because it's the last movie in the Nolan trilogy, so I really want to talk about. So first off, I don't know if you saw my other video, but I got the Dark Knight trilogy special edition, which came with some artwork. So it's only about $15 on Amazon. So I recommend if you guys are Christopher Nolan fans, you love the Dark Knight trilogy, get this because it's amazing. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and scrub through this movie in order. If I kind of go out of place and I talk about a random scene all of a sudden, that's kind of how I am. So I'm gonna talk about different themes. I'm gonna talk about different characters and what I thought. I will say I will be a little negative with this movie. That does not reflect how you know. It doesn't mean fuck this movie or anything. It just means I've had a couple problems with this movie. So Anyway, let's talk about it. So, we start off with the funeral of Harvey Dent. So that was the second movie. So, which the second movie is my favorite. First, I guess I should say, if this was my favorite out of the whole Nolan trilogy, it wasn't. It's definitely good. I think it's actually maybe better than. I'm gonna say it's right next to Batman Begins for me. The second movie is my favorite, no matter what. No one's gonna ever outmatch Heath Ledger. You know, being the Joker. So there's no way. So Heath Ledger is my live action Joker. Mark Hamill's my animated Joker. Joker's my favorite. The second movie is the best one at least for me. So I don't know how the rest of you feel, but second one is my favorite. Third one is tied in with the first movie, so uh I will say that I don't know how much I love the 8-year time jump, but I'm going to talk about the time jumps later because I have some theories about what the fourth movie could have been if there was going to be a fourth, because I think there was. I think Nolan didn't want to do a fourth one because Heath Ledger had died, and he wanted that specific actor to be the Joker, and Christian Bale didn't want to be Batman if Christopher Nolan wasn't involved. So, but anyway, let's talk about this movie. Bane, Tom Hardy, who is Venom right now in the movies, I gotta say he wasn't too bad. I thought he'd be worse. I didn't know how I feel about hello Batman. I didn't know how I felt about the voice. I thought the voice was okay. At points, I kept thinking, "Oh wow, he sounds pretty good." And then sounds like a grandpa. So, I don't know. Uh, but I thought he was pretty good. I was kind of concerned because it seemed like we weren't doing, the steroid kind of Venom thing. Because ironically, that's what Bane's steroid thing is called, is Venom pumping into him. So, but no, it's like in the mask or whatever. So, which I'm going to talk about. I'm going to try and go in order. I'm going to try not to go skipping the scene by scene. I think that Catwoman, Anne Hathaway, was pretty good. I saw her outfit before I saw this movie. I didn't know how I felt about it. I'm still a little about her outfit because, I'm used to Michelle Pfeiffer, but I kind of liked her outfit. It wasn't too bad. I mean, I'd be lying if said she didn't look good in it, because goddamn, she looked good in it. But that's all I'll say about it. The ears though, I thought was an interesting idea. I don't know how I still feel about it, but I like the ears, how they came down. They're like goggles. I thought that was an interesting idea. So, one thing I was kind of surprised about that I didn't expect was director Krennic from Rogue One, Star Wars, a Star Wars story. He was in it. So, and if you guys don't know who Director Krennic is, he's the guy in all white in Rogue One. So, I was surprised he was in it. Um, I don't know if they explained it in the movie. Maybe they did. I don't think they did, but Christian Bale's leg, like Bruce's leg in the movie, why was it hurt? Like, I was kind of thinking, like maybe it was the fall from Harvey Dent. So, but then he got like this weird machine that like fixed his leg immediately. So, and I thought it was weird. No one pointed out like, hey, you don't got a cane anymore. Like you're walking normally. I thought Bruce like lost his like money so instantly, like kind of out of nowhere. It felt like. And then like, I didn't really love the Alfred thing. That was pretty dumb to me because Alfred had he told Bruce about the letter from Rachel, and pretty much that whole thing was just to get Alfred out of the movie. Pretty much that was the whole reasoning for that, the letter coming back. I thought that was such a bad reveal, honestly. I didn't really love that. So that felt like, oh well, I don't know if they couldn't afford the actor. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe the actor didn't want to come back, but he said he'd come back for a couple scenes. I don't know. So it just felt very, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it was pretty dumb, honestly. So, at least to me, because I feel like it just came out of nowhere almost. And it felt, I don't know. It just feels like it was to get that actor out of the movie because they couldn't use him or something, or he didn't want to be in the movie. So, which is fine. I don't know. I feel like you can write him out a bit better. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. Sorry. I did like how Catwoman was a jewel thief. Like, I liked how, like, she stole Bruce's necklace, like, Martha Wayne's necklace, which I thought was kind of shitty, and then she stole his car keys, which I feel like Christian Bale should have not allowed that. Like, I feel like he could have stopped her, but he didn't. So, I don't know. Uh, I think Bane was interesting. I don't know when he got into contact with Catwoman, because Catwoman works with him in the movie, and I didn't understand when that happened, because they never showed it. You see that she betrays Batman, but you don't know how Bane met up with Catwoman at all, or his men. I just thought it was kind of random. I was like, you don't need to know that. Just go on the story, and it's like, don't we kind of need to know how that happened? Then, which I couldn't believe, the breaking of the bat. They broke Batman's back. Like, I own that issue. It's the Nightfall sequence. I own that issue. I couldn't believe they did that in The Dark Knight Rises. I didn't know they did that. They did it, and it was crazy. I couldn't believe they did that. So, and I don't know. I don't know how I loved Bane as a terrorist, but I don't also know how I like him as one of Ra's al Ghul's people. I mean, I think it's actually kind of spun pretty good. I thought the Ra's al Ghul daughter thing reveal was a little, I don't know. We'll go into that later, so we still need to go through a lot of stuff. I love it when they're in the sewers and they talk about a giant crocodile. So, pretty much confirms Killer Croc is around. Because that's the only crocodile that lives in sewers in Gotham is Killer Croc. He's one of Batman's villains, and he's in the Suicide Squad. So, which if you guys have not seen Suicide Squad, it's a pretty good movie. So, in my opinion. But yeah, I just couldn't believe they didn't name drop Killer Croc, but they said a giant crocodile. Like they've gotten reports of a giant crocodile in the sewers. Like I just couldn't believe they mentioned Killer Croc. Uh, and Batman coming back. I mean, the way he came back, just turning off all the lights in the subway tunnels, or it wasn't a subway. It was a I don't know what they're called. A car tunnel? Is that what it's called? I don't know what they're called exactly. I'm just going to say a car tunnel. And the car tunnels were like, all the lights shut off, and Batman's on his like cool fucking motorcycle. And he takes down all the other motorcyclists that Bane has. And then, out of nowhere, Batman gets his flying vehicle with a giant fan that hovers his vehicle. I don't know how much I love the design of that, but I don't mind. It was cool, so I'll say that. And this was kind of random to me, like when Catwoman kind of takes Director Krennic hostage. I don't remember his name, so he's going to be called Director Krennic. I'm sorry. She's on the rooftop, and she's like, "I'm not bluffing," and then out of nowhere, Batman's there, and he's like, "They know, they just don't care," you know. I was just kind of like, "How'd you know she was there? What? Why are you there?" You know, I just didn't understand. Because one minute he's escaped from the cops, second he's like there, me and Catwoman. And then Catwoman betrayed him, we got to Bane, and then we got to this prison, which I have to imagine is in a different country. I don't think they ever said specifically where it was, like what country it was. It had to be somewhere near Ra's al Ghul's temple or whatever. So, because Ra's al Ghul was banished from that area. Which, by the way, Ra's al Ghul came back, and oh my god, it was amazing. I love, like, his line, I'm immortal, but, you know, there's different ways to be immortal. So he was kind of an illusion, / I couldn't tell if he was kind of real to Bruce Wayne, because it seemed like he was real, but then again, he could not, so. But I think he's real. Although, I will say, I don't know, it was, I guess it's not as random as Jonathan Kent's scene in Batman v Superman on the mountain, where you're like, Jonathan Kent is talking to Clark about, you know, your mother called me a hero because I saved the town from a flood, but it, you know, it killed the Lane's horses or whatever, and I could still hear their screams, and Superman's like, did you ever get over that? And Jonathan's like, no, and it's like, okay, bye, Dad. Like, what the fuck was that scene? Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so Ra's al Ghul returning, Liam Neeson. I really love Liam Neeson, not because he's Qui-Gon Jinn, but because I always thought he was a kind of a good Ra's al Ghul. I kind of figured this. Every time they talked about the child escaping from the prison, Bruce kept saying Bane, but they kept saying child. And if Ra's al Ghul was, like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Bane for a minute was gonna be Ra's al Ghul's son, but then I thought, what if it's the daughter? And I don't know why. I kind of thought of it, but I don't know. She seemed so helpful. I didn't think it was her, but Ra's al Ghul's daughter was Miss Tate, who slept with Bruce in his house after he lost, like, the power and stuff. So, which, I don't know how I feel about that plot, because I believe in the comics, she wants Bruce to kill Ra's al Ghul and, you know, take his throne. Although Bruce, it can be argued he did kill him, although, to be fair, he said, I don't have to save you. And Ra's al Ghul's immortal, you know? So, he didn't really die, in a way. I mean, he did, but, you know, he's still alive. He's still immortal in some places. Another thing to add, too, is I love the fight with Bane and Batman after, his back is all fixed. He's back in Gotham, and he's punching Bane's mask, and the tubes, you can see them, and it's like making him weaker. I actually like that. Um, one thing I just couldn't tell is, did Catwoman kill Bane? I mean, she shot him, but I don't know if he's dead. I mean, I guess he could be, but I don't think he is. So, I don't know. I don't know. I guess he could be alive. I mean, you don't really see him anyway after. So, you saw him blast, and I have to assume the gun's on his vehicle. I don't know. It looked like it may have blown a hole in his stomach, but I'm not sure. I couldn't really see. So, but it seemed like we killed Bane, which, I don't know, I kind of like that Bane, honestly. I didn't think it was too bad. He's way better than friggin' George Clooney's. So, like, the Bane in that one was, ugh. Anyway, yeah, I didn't touch on Blake, Officer Blake, who, spoilers, is Robin. He is Robin at the end. I was kind of suspecting he was. See, his name's Blake, but I was kind of thinking Drake, like Tim Drake, and Tim Drake is one of the Robins. I don't know a Blake that's Robin, but I knew Drake, so I don't know. But yeah, you don't know he's Robin until like the end, and that woman hands him his bag, and she says, "Nice code name, Robin," and it's like, ah! So, yeah, I mean, he was pretty good. I thought it was kind of random he found out about Batman's identity so fast. I don't know how I felt about that. I mean, I guess I just have to assume, well, he's a pretty good cop. And you know what? He wasn't like, because of you, the city's horrible. He's like, I still believe in the Batman and stuff. So, yeah, and just the ending of him going into the Batcave at the end of the movie is just, that's where it ends the movie. Speaking of the end, let's talk about the end, because what the fuck was the end? I thought, like, Batman blew up. How the hell did Batman survived that? I don't understand how he could have survived that. I'm not trying to say, oh god, they should have killed Batman. Even though maybe they should have killed Batman. I don't want Batman to die. I'm not saying fuck Batman, he should die. I'm saying like, maybe for story purposes, Batman should have died. Because let's face it, this was the last movie. They weren't going to make another one. So, it would have been, it would have been sad, but it would have been a good ending for the Dark Knight to, die, saving the city. So, and Robin is going to pick up the mantle. So, but yeah, like, he lived at the end. Like, I couldn't believe it. Alfred went to that restaurant, Bruce is there with Selina Kyle. And I just didn't understand, because why is he faking he's dead? Because there's a comic by Frank Miller called The Dark Knight Returns. That's what Batman v Superman is kind of based off of. And in the end, Bruce Wayne fakes his death. So, like, everyone knows he's Batman, but he's like secretly has a Batcave, I think under his own grave. So I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, because I saw the movie. I haven't read the comic. I want to read the comic. I heard the comic's really good. So, but I've seen the animated movie. But yeah, so, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I think maybe, I don't know, were they just going to have Robin for the next movie, and Batman's just like, well, fuck this city, I'm retired. I guess, like, that kind of covers my whole thoughts about the movie. I thought the actress playing, what's her name? Natalia, Ra's al Ghul's daughter. The only variation I've ever seen of her is in Arrow, so it was interesting to see her in this movie. Um, I I liked her. I think she's a good actress. I just wasn't in love with the character. Um, I thought the her and the Bane love story was interesting. I thought that was a nice twist on it. So I thought that was a really cool line she said. Where like, my father uh, would not accept Bane into the League of Shadows. All he saw in Bane was a monster. Like, I like that line a lot. I thought that was a really good line. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I felt about her. I guess I liked her. I'm not gonna say I hate her. Um, did she die at the end? Because they took down the truck, but like it seemed like she died, and I don't know if she died. I don't think she died. I think she passed out, but I think she died. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't want to think that Batman killed. So, uh, another thing to touch on, I guess, is, and this is just talking in general, the bridges blowing up. I was really surprised because I don't know if any of you guys watch Gotham, but that happened at the end of season 4. Season 4 ended Gotham. And spoilers, they're having Bane on for season 5 of Gotham. So, I mean, could they do the breaking of the bat in that? I don't know. So, I guess since I'm done talking about the movie pretty much, because that's all I really had about it, I guess one more thing I'll talk about actually real fast is I thought the movie may have been too long. The movie is a very long movie. It was 2 hours and 44 minutes, 45, I think. It's a long movie. So, I will say for a movie that's called, Dark Knight Rises, the Dark Knight was kind of barely in it, it felt like. I felt like there wasn't enough Batman. So, and I really mean that too, because pretty much he's only Batman for, my sister pointed this out. He's only Batman for like 2 nights, and then like he gets taken down by Bane. He's not Batman anymore. He's like this guy in a prison. So, I mean, just I don't know. I don't know how I felt about it. I don't know how I felt about Alfred. I don't know how I feel about Bruce faking his death. I kind of want to go with the reality that Batman died saving the city. Alfred went on with his life. The city, you know, uh, has a hero that they could look up to that sacrificed himself for the city. I guess one more thing to talk about, really, about this movie is my theory of what the 4th movie would have been, which I believe Christopher Nolan wanted Joker, but Heath Ledger had died, so I think that's why he didn't do a 4th movie. And Christian Bale said, I believe this is what he said. He said he would not do another Batman unless it was with that director, or that director or whatever. So, I mean, if we were gonna have Joker and he was gonna be a big part of it, we were gonna have Robin. I have to suspect we were gonna do the death of Robin. I think that's where we were going, because, and I bet it would have been called The Dark Knight Returns, which is, an older Batman coming back from the ashes. So, I don't know. I think that's what it could have been. I think because this was one of my, I didn't talk about it much. I waited for the end to talk about this, which was time jumps. The 8-year time jump. I think we did that because we're getting away from Jim Gordon's family, because I think he had a daughter in the first movie, and I think he's, that's going to be Barbara Gordon, and we're setting up Batgirl. So, which, if that's the case, if she's, she's 10 by the 10 or 11 by the first or second movie, and it's 8 years later, she would have been 20, 21. So, although I don't know how old she was, so I haven't rewatched the other two in a long time, so I'm probably going to rewatch those after this review. But yeah, I mean, that's what I think would have been. I think that's what the fourth movie would have been. I think it would have been Batgirl, probably. I think it would have been Robin. I think we would have had The Dark Knight Return. And I think it would have been Joker. So, and maybe the death of Robin. So, and if it wasn't the death of Robin in the fourth movie, we were definitely going to get that in a fifth movie. Which, I kind of hate we didn't get more, because I really love Christian Bale's Batman. I love these Batman films. Like, one of the hugest criticisms that I don't really hate, but, a lot of people seem to hate and criticize about, which is, where's the trigger? Like, that voice. I did actually laugh at that line. He sounded, I won't lie, he did sound a little goofy saying it at that line. Like, where's the trigger? Where are the other drugs going? So, although I thought Bane sounded more ridiculous a little bit. He sounds like a grandpa, like, hello, Batman. He has that weird kind of voice. It's weird. I kind of liked it. I kind of didn't. At points, it sounded good. At points, it sounded like grandpa. So, I don't know. That's all I got to touch on the movie. So, to leave on a high note, this was a great movie. It's a little bit too long. Worth the watch, though. Not enough Batman, I feel like. So, and Anne Hathaway looks goddamn sexy in that suit. I'm not gonna lie. That one suit there, not gonna lie. And Christian Bale is still Batman to me. So, and yeah, I mean, it's a little bit sad that we're not gonna have, it's almost like, I know it's not a very popular thing to say, but it's almost like the third Amazing Spider-Man, where they were going to do Sinister Six, but you don't get to see Sinister Six. I know that's not a good example. I know Amazing Spider-Man wasn't the best, because I personally hated what they did with Green Goblin. So, but it's kind of like that for me. So, like, all those people were disappointed about that. I'm in the crowd where, because there probably is a group that's just like me, where we're like, oh man, I wish they made a fourth Dark Knight. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, great movie. A little bit too long, but great movie. Tom Hardy was awesome as Bane, I thought. I think the voice is a bit but I'm okay. The story is, I'm not going to say awesome, but the story's okay. So, it was an okay story. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. So, and I really do mean it. There should have been more Batman. So, alright guys, well that's going to be it for this review. Thanks for watching. By the way, it is 12:27 here when I'm ending the video, so that's what time it is on my clock. So, Happy New Year! So, well, actually it won't be New Year till the 1st of January, so, whatever. Happy New Year! Alright, thanks for watching guys. Have a good day. Bye.